Bop, bop, the tabletop super show. Bop, bop, the tabletop super show.
So it's been a couple months since I received the Duncan Rhodes Painting Academy's Tooth and Coats Kickstarter, the original one. And I want to tell you guys today about why I instantly backed the Tooth and Coats Kickstarter #2. To begin with, the original range was a great value. I got 62 paints, plus probably what I would figure is close to $70 to $80 in really finely cast metal miniatures, as well as some stickers and some other stuff. It was just an amazing deal. But the real bonus of it was in the paints themselves. Now, in my first review, I only had a problem with one single paint, which was the glistening gold, which I've actually since mixed up, and it's actually now my go-to gold. Their metallics are hands down better than Citadel, and pretty much going to be my go-to from now on. So, over the past few months, I've been putting these paints through their paces. Specifically on some Battletech mechs from the box set of Game of Armored Combat. So, these paints work really well, and it wasn't until I realized that they had a little bit of extra retarder in them that I realized that they also work really well for wet blending. Now, the array of paints and the bonuses are ready from the already funded Kickstarter, and this only launched a few hours ago. And look like they're going to be awesome. Looks like it's going to be worth it, especially as an early backer at $180. Plus the extra bonuses of there's going to be a few metal miniatures, some printed stuff, and then some extras we don't even know about. I bet you their value is probably going to at least be worth $50, which brings the total down to $130, which is, with shipping, still under $3 per bottle of paint. I've had a good time with all these paints, and the fact that they're almost perfectly consistent. In fact, this is the best beginning starter set that I've ever got out of the gate that has had a consistency at the level that the Tooth and Coats paints have had. They're just great to work with, and I even want to show you guys some of the mechs. We're going to go under the macro lens, and I'm going to show you guys some of the mechs that I actually recently painted to putting these paints through their paces. And after having gone through about 2/3 of the paints, I could really say that the entire range is fantastic. And this Kickstarter is well worth your money to consider backing, especially if you do it in the next few days, where you'll be saving, I think, US $12. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and go under the macro lens, and I'll show you guys what I've been working on and give you a little bit more of my impressions of using these paints. Okay, guys, so this is a lot of Battletech miniatures that came from the Game of Armored Combat box set that I painted up using just Tooth and Coats paints. This right here was using their reds and blues. I'm not a, competition painter. I've been painting for many years, but I do paint to mostly tabletop plus standard. And the reds, you can see, just work beautifully, including a black wash that was used on this from Tooth and Coats and their metallics. I will use their grays and whites and blacks to knock out things like this locust. This commando, and a digital camo on this Thunderbolt. These paints all work really wonderfully. They've really sold me on the paints after using these for painting these Battletech miniatures. Here I also went ahead and started trying their blues out on this guy. And I used some of the greens here too. These are just tabletop ready paints. They were very easy to achieve this effect using these paints because of the smoothness of application and the opaque nature of the paints. Really awesome. I did paint one up to a more tabletop plus standard using the reds and some of the yellows. This guy right here, he's painted up to a more tabletop plus standard. I mean, their paints are very, very smooth. Just like the name, it takes a couple coats with like a wet brush, barely thinned, and you get just really nice looking results. I've even started to test out the greens and some more of the yellows. Here I'm working on the grays once again. I'm working on this awesome. Just doing base coats and simple highlights to start on this guy. Still a ways to go on him. But this is why, and how well these paints have turned out to be able to be used so easily is the reason why I immediately backed the second Kickstarter. So after showing you guys this, we're going to go ahead and go to the wrap up, and we'll see you there. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. If you guys are as interested as I am in the Too Thin Coats Kickstarter #2, then I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to it in the description. I also want to let you guys know that if you missed out on the first Kickstarter, one of the actual backing pledges is for like $360, I believe. That will get you this entire set, plus the entire new set, and then those stretch goals. I don't believe it's going to give you the stretch goals that I got, like all the metal miniatures and stuff from the first one. But if you want to get the full range of these paints, which I am really enjoying using, and I would recommend, you can go ahead and get those right from this Kickstarter as well. So I hope to see you guys in the next video, and if you guys enjoy the content that I've been putting out, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any more of this uploaded content. And until the next time, I'll see you dudes and dudettes later. Adieu.